So today we're going to be talking about front mount intercoolers and top mount intercoolers and which one will be best for you. So let's get right into it. A front mount intercooler generally offers better cooling performance than a top mount intercooler due to its larger potential core size and direct access to cooler air from the front of the car, making it the preferred choice for high power applications. Basically, what it's saying is if you're making a lot of high power, front mount intercooler will probably be the best bet for you. Now, while a top mount intercooler is often considered better for quicker throttle response and is usually more suitable for lower power builds or situations where minimizing installation complexity is important. However, it can be more prone to heat soak in heavy traffic or stationary situations due to its location above the engine. So I live in Florida. Right now, it's not looking like the top mount intercooler might be the best one for me because A, there's a lot of traffic. B, it is extremely hot here, like all the time. So that may not be the best one for me. I'm not going to sit here and say one is better than the other. It's all based on what you want to do for your car and the goals that you have for your car. Let's go over the key differences. Cooling efficiency. So the front mount intercooler generally offers a superior cooling as it has more space for a larger intercooler core and direct access to fresh air, leading to lower charge air temperatures, especially under heavy load. So I'm not sure if this could relate to the car. I'm sure it does, but hot air rises. So scientifically and logically speaking, I feel like if you want to have more cold air going into your car, it'll be better to have the intercooler at the bottom. When you're driving, all the wind is going through the bottom up into the car, if that makes sense. That's just my thought process on it. I feel like it makes the most sense because hot air does rise. So, that's my take on that. Turbo lag. Top mount intercoolers can potentially provide slightly better throttle response due to its shorter piping length from the turbo to the intake manifold, minimizing turbo lag, which is huge. Most turbo cars have turbo lag, but that's like a key factor, honestly. If you can get into boost as quickly as possible, obviously, better for your races, better for your power, all that extra stuff. Installation complexity. I think this is like self-explanatory because obviously the top mount intercooler is right there on top. And then if you want to do the front mount intercooler, you got to do all these piping adjustments and stuff. You might have to move stuff around. You might have to do bumper modifications. So I think that one's kind of like self-explanatory. Another downside to the top mount intercooler is heat soaking. Top mount intercoolers can be more susceptible to heat soak, especially when idling in traffic because of its proximity to the engine bay. That's kind of like what I said earlier. It's closer. It's like literally on top of the engine and all that hot air is just going up. So that kind of confirms my scientific logic from earlier. So when is the right time to choose a top mount intercooler? So if you have a lower power build, if you are building a car with moderate power goals, a top mount intercooler can be sufficient and may offer better value due to its simpler installation. So if you don't want to go through the trouble of, using the pipes and stuff for the front mount intercooler, then obviously this is the best one for you. But it's a trade-off. You're going to have to trade off power and stuff like that. So keep that in mind. Minimal modification preference. We spoke about that. For daily driving situations where extreme cooling is not always necessary, a top mount intercooler can be a good option. So it's leaning more to front mount intercooler for me. That's just my personal goals for my car. When to use a front mount intercooler. High power applications. Now you're speaking my language. If you plan to significantly increase engine power, a front mount intercooler is typically necessary to effectively cool the increased air change. That's something that I want to do. I want to make a lot of power for the Speed 6, so it's leaning more to front mount intercooler for me. Track performance. For track racing or demanding driving conditioning where consistent cooling is crucial, a front mount intercooler is preferred. So after our research, for me, I'm going to go front mount intercooler because of the power that I want to make. Plus, it's hot as hell here in Florida, so I think I'm going to really have a lot of issues if I have that top mount intercooler with the heat soak and stuff like that. So I would definitely be getting the front mount intercooler for my car. I need to figure out when. I know there's a big debate on which is better. And there shouldn't really be a debate because it all depends on what you want to do for your car and where you live, your environment, stuff like that, the weather environment. That is kind of what you need to figure out, what you want to do for your car, the goals you want for your car, and then you can lean more to which will be better, either the front mount or the top mount intercooler. I hope that clears it up for most of you guys who don't really know the difference or debating which to get. I definitely learned a lot while I was doing my research for the front mount intercooler. So stay tuned. The car will be getting painted. I think that's the first thing that I'm going to do. I'm going to try to do all the body work, and then I'm going to go and get a new suspension for the car. I'm going to get some BC coilovers, and then we're going to work on the engine. The goal is to build a motor so we can make some power. And yeah, so like I said in the first video with the Mazda, this is going to be a slow build, but it's going to be moving along. Stay tuned. I hope this provided any clarity and information that a few of you guys needed. And make sure you subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next video.